Etta James did a lot of different kinds of music, but I think she'll always be known as one of the most dynamic soul singers of all time.
People love Etta James's music because she was rock and roll.
Etta James's music was honest, it had grit, and the way she told stories connected with people.
Born James Etta Hawkins on January 25th, 1938 in Los Angeles, California, to a 14-year-old mother, James never knew her father and was raised by friends and relatives. Her first manager convinced her to take her first name and flip it, to get Etta James.
Etta James first started singing at the St. Paul Baptist Church in South Central Los Angeles in the early 1940s, where she became a huge hit and a popular singing attraction for all churchgoers. At the time, people thought she was a gospel prodigy.
Her parents couldn't get the church to pay her, so she started doing R&B recordings.
One of Etta James's big breaks was linking with Johnny Otis. In 1954, she moved to LA, and with the Otis Band, she recorded the album, The Wallflower. When she launched her solo career, her first big hit was Good Rockin' Daddy in 1955.
Etta James signed with Chess Records in 1960 and quickly became their first major female star, with such chart-topping hits as All I Could Do Was Cry, Trust in Me, and At Last.
Her raunchy, husky voice was best exemplified in the great At Last, which is played at just about every wedding and always will be.
Etta James's most famous song is At Last. It is also the most covered song, and nobody can sing it like her. She knew what the words meant. She had been through so much in her life. When she sings At Last, it's at last. She's putting her whole being into it.
The thing about Etta James's music is that her stories are brutally honest and heartfelt. There's this one particular song called All I Could Do Is Cry, and it's about watching her ex marry another woman and being at the wedding and the pain that she's feeling as this whole thing is happening, and I think that's why people really connect with her.
In 1969, Etta James married Artis Mills and later had two sons, Danto and Simeto, who would eventually perform with her on tour.
Etta James's career had a lot of ups and downs, mainly because of her struggle with drug addiction that lasted 3 decades.
She had all kinds of problems. She had life problems, and her music and her career took the same dips and dives and peaks and valleys that her personal life did.
After a dip in popularity in the late 60s, Etta James returned to the music charts in the early 1970s with her hit Tell Mama, and was the opening act for the Rolling Stones in the late 70s and early 80s.
She was one of the only African-American singers in the late 50s that was able to span many musical genres, including gospel, jazz, rhythm and blues, and rock and roll. She helped bridge the gap between rock and roll and rhythm and blues.
Etta James was chosen to sing in the opening ceremonies of the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics, and the exposure helped boost her popularity once again.
Etta James was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993 and the Blues Hall of Fame in 2001, and she absolutely deserved to be in both of those halls.
In her later years, James continued creating albums, winning Grammys for both her 2003 Let's Roll and 2004 Blues to the Bone works. Her last album was The Dreamer, released in November 2011, just 2 months before her death on January 20th, 2012 from leukemia. She was 73.
Etta James was raunchy, and she was from the streets, and she was a little dirty, and there was something about her that was so fantastically raw that it inspired so much of what we listen to today.